All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Doing a very quick video piece here to show how to use audio compression to make your videos and podcasts sound better. Big ups to Gentleman's Combat, Alistair in Australia, and a podcaster by the name of Penn something. Anyways, I did it for him earlier, but I'm going to be showing you how to do this. Audio compression is different than file compression. File compression makes files smaller. You'll sometimes hear file compression used in reference to audio files such as MP3s, which take a large audio file and make them smaller so you can put them on storage much easier. But what I'm talking about is audio compression. Audio compression both brings up quiet sounds and reduces louder sounds. So you get a more even style of audio. YouTube generally does this by itself to a point, but depending on the audio levels throughout the rest of the file, it can cause problems. Right now, you probably can hear a small amount of music in the background here. This is to more equalize the audio settings because this isn't going to be a pure experience like you would get if you just had the MP4 file, just due to the audio compression built into YouTube. So anyways, record your audio or your video and whatever method you're normally using, whether it's OBS or Vegas or so on. You should end up with an MP4 file. Now you'll want to go out and get something called Audacity. Audacity is an open source, free audio program, audio editing program that I've been using for probably more than 10 years. It's great, works wonderfully, it does everything you need. So go and get that first. Now, I'm going to use that podcast I mentioned before, which is Moonring Dev interview with Dean Carter, the creator of a game called Moonring, which is a free game on Steam. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of older school games like Ultima. So anyways, I'll show you what you're dealing with here. So just import the video file, which is the MP4. Audacity can handle it and will output it as an audio. Now, here is our waveform. As you can see, it's pretty quiet. I'm going to go over here, go to linear dBs. You can see it only in a few spots does it rise up to about 8 dBs, which is incredibly quiet. So what you want to have your video not so quiet is you want to tame down these pops and other noises, overly loud transients here. So the way I generally suggest that is you go here, go to normalize, which brings, select all, effect, normalize, which brings everything up to near the top based on the highest peak. Okay? To get a better look here. Now, if I look at the waveform, I see that the bulk of the audio is at about 7 or 8 decibels with these loud transients. What I'm going to do now is go to Effect, Limiter, and I'm going to set that limit to negative 7 dBs, which is right about there, which will cut off these loud transients. Okay? It'll take a few seconds depending on the speed of your computer and the size of the file. This is an hour-long file to correct these issues. Now, I'm going to play this audio file so you can hear it.
Sorry. It is unfortunately correct, yes. Yeah, so I started off in 2000.
See, not too bad. Not too bad with what I just did. But if I wanted to really punch, now that I reduced these transients, I go up here again and I hit normalize. Okay, now watch when I play.
2009, and it was glorious. I thoroughly enjoyed getting back into coding.
Much louder, much clearer, much easier to understand. Now the last step is to go to compressor, which is what I was talking about, audio compression. I basically did a manual compression by doing that limiting and cutting out those loud transients. But just go to presets. There should be a factory preset for default. Hit apply. This will take a little bit longer. And what this is doing is it's bringing out quieter things and bringing them up to like the medium point and suppressing louder things and putting them more towards a medium point. So everything has a nice, round, even sound. And this is even without EQing. Now, what I just explained is a bit of a simplification, but
2009, and it was glorious. I thoroughly enjoyed getting back into coding. Semi in.
See, as I showed you, much better. Now, if I just Control Z back to here, let's listen to what it originally sounded like.
2009, and it was glorious. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Barely audible in a loud situation. So I'm going to show now with my friend Alistair's here, a great pro wrestler from an MMA fighter from Australia, one of the Shoot fam. Show his file and what I would do to clean it up. Now, his is a little more complex. Near the end, there's some loud music. Sorry, I got a little runny nose here. I swear I'm not doing nose beers like Craig Jones here. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to go over here, go to logarithmic, and I'm going to, linear dBs. And see again, transients are about at 10, we'll say 9. So I'm going to cut out this loud music portion at the end. You can add the music later, but based off your base recording you get from it, you can see there's a lot of loud transients. So again, I go over here, effect. So here, we're going to play it normally. See what you can hear.
His sumo stable, gym, because that person accidentally erased.
Pretty quiet. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go to limiter. And I'm going to set it to about, we'll say 9. Always go a little bit higher than like the bulk of the things. 9's quite a bit higher, but hit 9. Soft clip. And now everything's been brought down. All those loud transients have been culled. Now I go over here, go to normalize, bring it all up.
For this man, for Koji Kitao, you can see his pro wrestling debut. It's against Bam Bam Bigelow, and he comes out in Hulk Hogan colors with like LED-like glasses.
As you can see, much better. Now I apply a nice compressor here. Go. And you can even do another set. I would, in this case, probably do another set of limiters. I'd probably do a limiter at 2. Depends how chopped up you want it, how much cleanup you have to do here. There we go. Hit normalize again. Of course. There we go. Let's go listen again.
And Takada has an excellent idea. He says, Takayama, bring that kick pad. We're going to go into the...
So as you can see, compression and trimming the audio lets you take care of some audio transients that may have been introduced in your file. This is not something you can quite do for streaming. You'd have to use different VSTs and audio compression like in the stream in order to do that. But you can always do this post-processing, whether you're in Sony Vegas or, like in my case, in Adobe Premiere. So I'm going to go over to Adobe Premiere real quick and pull up that file so I can show you what you do in the last step here. Okay, so here in my sequence, you should have this in any sort of program. Hit unlink. Now your audio is not linked with your video. And now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to output this. I'll export the audio as whatever you want. I would say do it as a wave, as you're just going to delete it later once it's included in the file and you recooked it. That's a mistake. Anyhow, I'll do a little bit of trimming, so we'll get rid of that. Let's go over here. Click it, import. And now I'll go over to my audio here. It is here. Now watch.
Super Nintendo system. Which is hilarious. And then he hit that guy's wife. And so
there you go. Nice, cleaned up audio for everything you need. If you have any questions, please hit me up on Twitter, those of you know who I am, or hit me up on here. There are better instructional out here, but this is a more direct instructional to give you everything you need. Have a great day, and thank you very much.